Humphrey,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Candy,
Here, yes.
Philip,
Yes.
We have no items removed from consent, so we'll go to no information items. So we're gonna go to number 4, administration. And 4A is consideration of approval for the downtown dumpster decorating contest. Any discussion on that?
We need to set up some dates.
Okay.
Bill has mentioned that if we don't, we might need to have a minimum number of participants, because if we only have 1 or 2 participate, there's no point.
Yep.
And so we can add that to our guidelines, but we need to decide how many is our minimum number. And we need to set up dates, and we need to do a administrative participation on how it's going to be shared with the businesses in town.
Okay.
Yes, it can be put in, I was told it could be put in with the water bills or online somehow. And
Yeah,
we
if we
can
come up with
register.
something, yeah, we'll be
We've
happy.
got guidelines. We could
Okay.
we could register it, they can register online.
Should be able to. I think we can set that up with IT,
Sounds good.
where they can register online. Do you see any problem with that, Philip?
Not one bit. And we could probably put one of the sign-up sheets in the water bill too. I don't know why we couldn't do that.
Yeah, we probably could.
You
Well,
know.
we're just gonna do
We'll
like
find
online-
out, but I mean, at least we can put something in there to direct them to our webpage
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
some
fill
sort
out
of-
the paperwork.
Some sort of online sign up.
So we're not adding a whole sheet of paper to it, but
Right.
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 we'll get with them. We can get with them tomorrow.
So-
This is with the changes that we made where there's no logos could be painted on them.
That was on it from the very beginning.
No
Yeah.
logos, yeah.
Can't cover the logos. We don't have dates on here yet. And we need to decide if we're going to have a minimum number. And then we need to put the businesses that are providing the cash prizes on there.
Is there any restrictions on what they can put on them?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was
That,
asking. We-
right, I know logo, when we're talking, is that what we're talking about with the, okay.
Yeah, we changed it where they can't draw logos on them, right?
And
Well, it was always on there, the business logos or names will not be allowed.
Yeah.
You may, however, use a theme that reflects your business. In other words, a clothing store can put clothing on their dumpster, like, you know.
But I think that's where Tom had a problem.
And city logos cannot be covered.
Right, but.
I know, but I think when we sent it to Tom, he had a problem with letting them put, like if there's stores that you don't want marijuana plants
Oh, I didn't
Like-
think about that.
Right.
put on the side of our
I was gonna
dumpster.
mention profanity too.
Right.
You never know.
It says a tasteful design.
Let me ask you this, what if, like we used to do all the coloring contests and stuff, what if they submit a design and then we go over that quickly to approve it?
That's on
Because
here.
I'm afraid if you don't, you're gonna have all that riffraff.
Right.
It says to describe or sketch your design below.
Well, then that'd be up on, however you put that on approval.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then we need to make sure this only goes out to our customers with dumpsters.
Right.
We don't want to
With the
send them.
correct
yeah,
size
yeah.
dumpster. It's only for the,
You don't want polycarbonate.
I thought y'all were asking me a technical question, and first I've heard about it was yesterday when I read the agenda.
it's restricted to dumpsters no larger than 3 yards.
3 yards is our largest dumpster.
Yeah.
So they can't paint our roll-off.
And we've got a list who's got dumpsters, so. Philip be happy to take care of that.
Okay.
Do you want to look at in case something jumps out at you?
No,
that's
what
not
you read, I
appropriate?
think's
Okay.
fine with me, and they've got to send in
Okay,
what they
isn't-
plan on doing. So who reviews it? Who's gonna review if they put kind of what they're gonna put on the side of the dumpster, who's gonna review it when it comes back?
Well, I guess one of us, or I don't mind doing it being the art person.
Good.
But if we find some kind of something that needs to be mentioned, I can come to one. of
You can
y'all.
bring it to our attention.
Yeah.
That will work.
Should I put on here that a marijuana leaf is, or anything related to that is not?
Well,
I don't know if I'd put that
I wouldn't
individually.
put it that way because then you're discriminating
Yeah.
against the
Mhm.
medical marijuana shops we have in town. And they
Okay.
probably outnumber every other shop that we have in town.
It says tasteful design, so it's open to interpretation.
Right. So I think the way we're setting it up, if they'll go through you and then get that information to us.
I'm still very concerned about that issue. You know, since there is a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should they be?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't pay marijuana leaves in my work, but you know, since it is part
Well, I
of the
mean-
state now, I don't know if you can stop it.
Right.
I don't know how much different it would be like a bar or somebody having a dumpster and then painting beer or something on it. I don't see how.
I think we just see what we get
See
See what we
in and go
want.
from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And if we're concerned with something, we can
Okay.
discuss it.
Okay, so we need dates and we need the minimum number of businesses to make it viable.
10.
That's what I was
Minimum
thinking.
10
At
businesses.
least 10. If,
Okay, and then when is the
Dates.
entry form due and when is the judging going to be?
but we'll have to go, this will have to go before the council
Yep,
next month.
next
so-
month. So we'll have to get their approval.
So should we have the date be in the fall? Because we don't want people judging in alleys when it's 90
Right.
degrees
I
Yeah.
would say.
next to a
at-
bunch of dumpsters.
At least the second
September.
week or so of October would be.
So, yeah,
judged.
start it, maybe
Yeah.
start the application process in September,
Or
maybe,
August.
or August, then.
And
let it
that
go-
gives you time to push it out
Let it
too.
go like a
Right.
month,
You know.
month and a half, and then in October, start judging.
Okay, so judging, do you have a calendar? What's a good date and what day of the week do we want it to be judged on?
If we wanted to go out in August, we could, what do y'all think, August 15th?
Yep.
Start out August 15th, which is the middle of the month.
Let's start doing it now and do it every month
We'll
on their
do it-
bill and then the
Remind them.
cutoff would be August 15th for the number. And then the
Start-
judging in October.
We could start at April,
Yeah,
After the council meeting. It's gonna be-
let's say April, whenever that first billing session
Cycle.
is in April.
However the billing
After the
cycle
council,
falls.
the
You know,
second cycle,
April 9th is the council meeting, so the next billing cycle is probably gonna be
22nd,
22nd.
probably.
So start it on April 22nd.
And that allows
With
us
approval.
time to work with billing
Right.
so they know what's coming.
You know,
okay.
what might be beneficial, I don't know, y'all can hash it over, is if I get a mock-up of a dumpster and mimeograph that or whatever, copy it and put it in their bill and let them work on that, then they can turn that in. So we know kind of what that's gonna look like. Cause you know, if somebody brings me get one of that pink one there. Somebody brings this on a dumpster, you know, it might just show that one flyer, but it may be a lot different over here.
Right.
But if they have to follow a guideline of that dumpster, and we have a mock-up of that dumpster, let me see that little one. And some of them are very tasteful,
Right.
very good, and I think we need to be pretty set on what they're gonna do
Right.
before it's done. If not, we might regret it.
Which they could submit one online.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could do that, and I think I've got some of that in some of that art material when I used to teach of boxes or maybe trash cans, I don't remember.
We can
That-
get something set up.
Yeah.
IT probably can do that.
So we're gonna advertise it monthly, starting in April, so it'll be advertised April, May, June, July. Deadline is August 30, what's the last, end of August?
Let me get my-
August
August
30th.
30th would be the last business day.
Okay, and then the judging will be on October,
Mm,
15th.
what day of the
That's
month?
council meeting.
That's,
No, that wouldn't be. That'd be a week
Eighth.
after.
That's
council
week
meeting.
after, yeah.
What day of the week is that?
That's the 15th on a Tuesday.
The 15th on a
Columbus Day.
Tuesday.
Yeah, 15th on Tuesday after Columbus Day,
Excuse me.
Indigenous Day.
Okay. And what day of the week was August 30th?
Friday.
Okay.
30th of,
August
August is on
will be the
Friday.
cutoff for the applications.
Yep.
Okay. This says on here, describe or sketch your design below. We can't phrase it that way if it's gonna be done electronically.
Just submit, I guess.
And how?
we need to come up with an address for them to send it to.
Yep.
And we can get IT.
What?
Lots of people will take a picture and turn that into a PDF and then submit that online that way.
Submit it to how? I mean.
Through email.
to
They'll do a
whom?
PDF and then.
PDF of what? Like of what?
Of drawing,
Of
if
the
they make a
drawing.
sketch, they
Uh-huh.
can take a picture, but then
PDF,
submit
and
it to
Email
whom?
it to us.
Yeah, they
Well-
can email it or
So
Yeah.
we need the.
submit it with the application.
we
And
need
we
to
can
have
get
the
with
email
IT and
address
get
on
an
here.
address.
Yeah.
Where that's
You
what-
can set up an address. code.
Okay. So submit
Send
your
it to your-
design.
Don't send it to Rick, he doesn't read it.
Yeah, I won't be here.
Submit your
Hopefully.
design
Hopefully.
to, and then we need that address on here. Okay.
Then you just forward it. can't you?
Yeah, then we can
Okay.
forward them. So you can look at them, Bill. We could definitely do that, no problem at all.
And then we need to have the businesses that donated the money get their advertising. And then list of the prices, okay?
Okay.
I had looked at something from another city that did a out-of-the-box a dumpster art project, and they had 6 to 12 commercial trash recycling dumpsters transformed by regional artists. But they had this event at the end from 4 to 9, like on June 30th, with maybe we could get a little band or something, refreshments. So, because we're gonna have to, it's gonna have
Yeah.
to be something so we can award the
Prize.
prizes.
In October.
Yeah.
When's our next meeting? Be June.
Humphrey could sing.
June.
Hey
June.
man, I'll give it all I got, I can tell you.
What day?
The
But you
third
have
Thursday
some
in June.
time
It'll
to
be the
plan that.
Thursday.
I'm pulling the calendar now.
Is that 13th, about the 13th?
We could set that up.
We
It'll be
can,
June
we can
20th
do
is the
that at our
next
next
meeting.
meeting.
I was gonna say, we've
Well,
got two
and-
meetings, we've got
Yeah.
2 meetings in
Yeah, but-
between.
And then
we
that
have to make sure
also,
we have
Okay.
enough
you need to kind of see how many entries
Yes.
you're gonna have
Yeah.
There you
gotta
go.
know.
to make sure you have enough.
Yeah, before we start setting up bands and everything else, if we're gonna do
Yeah, we have one
food
in
stuff.
June, one
You need to know, before you set everything up, make sure you're gonna have it.
Gotcha.
If I tweak this, can I email it to you? And you will give me your email before I go home? Okay, thank you.
4 o'clock.
Any other discussion on that item? Hearing none, I'm gonna go to 4B, consideration of flowers and or grass around the Unity
We
statue.
gonna vote on
Oh, yeah, we need to vote, never mind.
that? I make a motion that we approve downtown dumpster decorating contest.
I second the motion.
We got a motion and a second?
Humphrey,
Yes.
Bill,
Aye.
Candy,
Yes.
Philip,
Aye.
All right, now we're going to 4B, consideration of flowers and or grass around the Unity statue.
We've been approached by the Rotary Club and they're wanting to do this. They're wanting to put the flowers and actually maintain it also.
They will water it?
Yep,
It's a win.
Oh,
It's a
Yes.
nice.
win-win.
And weed it.
yep.
That's good.
I don't even think we need to, if they're gonna do all that,
And we're still working with them, so.
Yeah.
If something happens, we can come back next meeting.
any other discussion about that?
New business. I'm sorry.
Any other discussion?
New business.
New business.
Yeah.
On the
No.
uni- Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I don't know how are we gonna, do we just,
Table it,
table this
Table?
one?
Okay.
Cause the Rotary Club's gonna.
and we'll bring it back next meeting,
Yeah,
either
To approve.
and then give an update on what the Rotary's doing.
Okay.
So,
4B's tabled, so we'll move to 4C, consideration of cemetery beautification project for $600.
And this is different from the Unity statute?
Yes, this is out of the
This is out the
cemetery.
This is for Highland Cemetery. Cindy asked if I would present this to you. Each year, she likes to upgrade her plants. We've lost some out at the cemetery. And if any of you have been out to the cemetery, Cindy does an excellent job keeping it looking good, making sure it's mowed properly. She's asking for $597.06 to replace some plants and add some. I've got what she's wanting to buy here. I'll pass it around. The angel statue is back up, been redone, and she wants to put plants around it. That's part of it when you first drive in. So she's got some real good plans out there.
There'll be water out there.
And she looked at plants that required low care,
Yeah, that's
but
good.
her and her husband water them when it's needed. And the city's gonna put mulch around it. We got some mulching, so that will be
good.
added to help hold the moisture.
Is this at the entry?
Yes, most of it's at the entrance, yes. And I think the committee's done it in the past,
Yes.
if I remember. And she would have been here, but she's on vacation, and I told her to enjoy her vacation.
Any other
That's right
discussion?
there where the governor's grave is that the entry, isn't that right?
Excuse me?
Where the governor's grave is right there in the entry?
No, it's at the main entrance. I think where the divided road is where most of it's going. And where the angel statue
Oh,
is.
yes, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve a budget of $600 for the cemetery.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second.
Humphrey,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Candy,
Aye.
Philip,
Yes.
Thank y'all.
And we are on to number 5, new business. Do we have any new business?
I do. For 2 years or however long, well, a long while, we used to have the beautification committee had the yard of the month. That has been gone for now about 10 years, possibly. And I feel like that a lot of the citizens do try to keep their properties up as good as they can, and I think the ones that do need to be
Acknowledge.
acknowledged for it. And all we did a long time ago is we had the committee, as if you're driving around or I'm driving around or one of you are driving around and you see something that looks really nice, you put down the address, then we tell each other and we can go and decide, and we give them that sign for that 1 month for their yard. It's just would be the cost of that a good metal sign that will last. And we just go out and stake it like a real estate sign, but it makes that person feel wanted and needed and they're doing a good job, and I think it would help our community if we had that. I mean, you could always do 2 signs. We only had enough for 1 at one point, but I feel like the yard of the month needs to be something that helps us.
So at our next meeting, we could show up with addresses?
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
How do we get a sign?
Well, that's what we gotta hash out.
We'll have to figure out a price on the sign, get that approved, get it taken care of, and then I guess kind of just have our little guidelines we go by.
At least it'll get the ball rolling, and I can get the wording done I may have a picture of the old sign. It was nice, and so we got a sign company here, I guess.
A couple of them.
Okay.
If people don't enter it, and it's just us, we don't have to have wording for anything, do we? Any guidelines?
No, I mean, I'm just something we need to follow, like as far as, if we're going out and buying the sign, so make sure we're doing all that right, but
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, I don't see anything that we need, I mean, if we're just going out and if we're driving by and looking and see a pretty yard.
Pretty
we
yard.
can Put the address down and. if we're-
So that could
Are
be
we
on.
gonna do that year, the entire year, every month?
Well, see, I thought that
Quarter.
could turn into from our summer months to our Christmas decorations for the house.
So so it wouldn't be yard of the month, it would be kind of quarterly. Cause we only meet quarterly.
Well, unless we figured out a way how to, yeah, it would be, it's kind of a long time for them to keep
Yeah, it
the
is.
sign, so, let's decide on it. I mean, I hadn't thought that far
So
along.
we need it on next month's agenda cause money's involved.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We can do it monthly. I mean, I can give up a day or two to go around. Y'all could give, just,
Mhm.
we could decide, I mean, there's a lot more, we can email each other back and forth if we have to, but.
Right. Oh, yeah. And we could put it in the newspaper maybe?
And you drive streets every day, so.
Yeah. Let me give you my address so I can be the first one.
Somebody runs off your pond again.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. We just have to,
That'd be something we can get together, start getting information together, everything, and have it for our next meeting.
right.
Yeah, and I don't know how we'll get it put back out there
We'll need an
again.
estimate
Maybe.
on that sign.
Maybe take pictures of it and send to each other.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I think we could ask if it could get in the paper or on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the website, if we could get it on the website, then I could say, Miss Brown, I'm Miss Brown, and I've got my yard decorated at 204 Evergreen. Can you come by and,
Yes. And then we'd have to have their permission though,
well, that,
right,
David.
to advertise their name and their address?
I
I don't
don't think
know.
I
I
would
would
put
put-
their name and address. I mean, I would just,
What are
we
the-
used to, but nowadays, I don't know
You could probably use just the address.
just the
That's-
address,
that's all-
204
Or
That's
just
all,
the
Evergreen.
street,
what you can
maybe.
see. You know,
Or
you-
just the street,
Yeah.
maybe?
I don't even think the address hurt anything, 'cause it's public, I mean, it's open in the public, I mean, you can drive by and see anybody's address and,
Well, they're gonna have a
The
sign out
yard.
in their yard.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
yeah.
so,
We just don't
Are you
want,
talking about
Their
the
name,
pictures with
yeah,
the
the,
letters on?
yeah, like the name, you might not put the name on there, just the address.
no, you don't, well, the sign just always said,
yard of the month.
I got yard of the month, or I'd have to look at what the wording.
Yeah.
Joyce Morton did it. I
The
don't
ones I've
remember.
seen always, like, when we're driving around, just say yard of the month.
Yeah, that's good.
I think it should say Durant yard of the month.
Well,
No,
Yeah, 'cause I do have a couple neighbors that, they got ryegrass and they keep it all green, and he's got his own sign, yard of the month. So you might put on there Durant's yard of the month or
yeah,
something.
so when it gets out anywhere, we know it's in Durant. Because we're Durant, keeping Durant beautiful.
yes, that's right.
That's right.
And that would be good to put on there, sponsored by Durant
Oh,
Beautification
There's
Committee.
an idea.
That's what we need, a Durant Beautification
Well-
Committee, sponsored yard of the
And
month.
Keep
that's-
Durant beautiful.
To keep Durant beautiful.
And that's all stuff we can go over in the next
Yeah.
meeting,
Right.
have it ready.
Okay. I have something, new business. There's a town in Texas called Cisco, and we were driving through there, and they have boots that are 6, 8 feet high, and they're painted, and they're all over town. I mean, we stopped, and we must have spent an hour in that town looking for those boots. And I think we should do peanuts.
Hey,
And we'd have to figure out how to do it. Surely somebody here could manufacture them. The
That's
city
what I
could
was-
install them, but the business would have to pay for them. And
that was the
we have
horses.
artists in
Our-
town. We had horses.
We had horses, but
I think we should do peanuts, and I think that's something just to
Took
kind
one
of.
of them out, didn't I?
What'd you think? Oh, you took a horse out?
No, a student driver, I know, took
Yeah,
one of the horses
I
out.
did.
But the website had the names of the businesses and the addresses, so you would drive around
I
and
love that
look
idea,
at
the
them. There was
peanuts.
so much. I've got pictures of the boots. They were beautifully done.
Mhm.
And I think we should do our peanuts. And I'm
Yeah,
just
we need
tossing
to-
that out there.
We need to find out if really they can be manufactured, because I don't,
There are some companies out of town that manufacture things like that, I would love to, if we had somebody in town and
Yeah,
keep
be
it
good.
local.
They may job it out. I don't know how.
You'd have to figure out what they're made out of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, metal or some kind of composite or what. But I'm just tossing that out there as an idea to keep us beautiful. And I talked to somebody from the chamber, they think it's a fabulous idea, so we've got,
Well, I do too.
they could help us.
I'm glad you thought of it.
Well, if I hadn't gone through Cisco, Texas, I wouldn't have.
I know where Cisco
Or
is.
Frisco.
Frisco.
No,
Cisco.
Cisco's
No,
out west,
Cisco.
way out west.
Cisco.
On the way to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any more new business? Hearing none, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second?
Humphrey,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Candy,
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.